It's not gonna be the thing that is really gonna make you make your dreams come true. Wait, what? Or at least. Whoa, wait, I got it. Oh, cool. Upgrade. I didn't know this is a new thing. That's a new thing. No, I didn't get it. Okay, that was super weird. I need to check what is that about. Kind of looked very sus, that one. Like, what was it about? Like, somebody listed it with 15 billion and like confirm, okay. And I have a purchase order of 12 billion going on. Yeah. Is it like that's the only thing available there or something? And maybe you want to try and change and sell it? I mean, re-entry? Purchase order or something? Let me see now. Shoes. Urugon shoes. Pen. Okay, yeah, there's 2 listed. Oh, mine's not even here anymore. Okay, the price has been going up quite drastically. This is not a good thing. This is gonna be an expensive thing. Okay, so I have to Damn, didn't want that. Relist. Price have gone up by 1 billion. Damn. It's not good. But I still think like this is way more valid price than this one. This is just it's a peak, yes, but the average probably is gonna be more like this is like the average line, more like 13 billion, 14 billion. So it should be more like not more than 14 billion. But yeah, anyway, it doesn't, goes like the way it goes. But yeah, if you have a dream, you're not gonna be able to achieve that dream by just working normal job. Unless, just working normal job is your dream. Just get to live your life without any stress. Yeah, there's nothing wrong. Like okay, I have like a bunch of big dreams I wish I could do and stuff like that. But the reality is a little bit different from that. So my dream is just to work and pay the bills, not to be anything fancy. That's simple. Go to work, get the thing out of the way, the necessary thing out of the way, then, do things home with the kids, play games, maybe stream if you have time. Yeah, that's solid. Spend time with the family, yeah. Honestly, I don't need much more. Traveling, personally I have seen that one. Like most of the traveling stuff I have done, no like a massive urge to do that. Sure, I like to do traveling with wife. Yeah, that one's definitely a must in the near future. But traveling with the kids, nah. Honestly, I don't feel like kids should be traveling too much at young age yet. So, depending how we're gonna handle things, just maybe can have a 1 week, 2 week trips somewhere with the wifey, and then kids stay with the grandparents or something. Hard to see at this point, but yeah, that's like it. Like in my childhood, I didn't really travel that much. My family could have traveled, like financially, we could have traveled, all of us and everything, but it never was the thing we were doing. We were just doing much more chilled stuff. But nowadays, of course, like it's more common to have a family holidays, like travel somewhere for a whole month, pay all that money and everything. So yeah, why not? But I personally don't see it's a must thing for kids to be able to experience traveling and stuff. I mean, my kids already, they experience. I mean, like my oldest daughter now, she has traveled to Kenya for, is it now 4 times? 3 times? So yeah, pretty nice amount before she's even 5 years old. Although now this is the trip she really remembers everything. Like now 5 years old is that age that she will definitely remember stuff. So yeah, So that's the stuff. But otherwise, other stuff, no, not really necessary. Maybe like a close countries like Sweden, Estonia, that kind of stuff. But otherwise, no need. No need otherwise. But this is also the unfortunate thing when you have kids. They kind of like compare a lot of things with the other ones, and then this international daycare or the school my daughter is going, yeah, you can also like feel that a lot of kids there, they come from family with quite a lot, like a really good chunk of extra money. So so you can see the way they are talking among themselves, you know, like the way they travel somewhere and everything. And of course the kids, it's amazing how kids always compare each other, like all the activities and stuff, everything. I remember like even my oldest daughter, she was like one of her like a good friend in daycare, they got a new car. They bought a new car. So my daughter, after that, ever since, like for almost like a whole month, she was saying like, when are we gonna get a new car? When we are going to change to a new car? And it's just kids being innocent. That's just how it is. Human beings, they just compare things always, until we get old enough to understand like that's like, it's just nothing. Those things are just thin air in the end. Because again, like buying a very expensive and fancy car, it's, you don't even need to have the money to do that. So with all the loans and everything available, yeah, you can get a very expensive fancy car with a very expensive monthly payment, but otherwise it's not like really you can afford it. That's another thing. Young kids nowadays, they're always gonna be so messed up when they become an adults. Because even the adults right now, the young adults, very confused. They think, you know, like they can all have all these fancy stuff even though they can't afford it, because we have all these kind of options to pay later. Pay it 30 days later, or if you can't pay 30 days later, you can pay it as an installments, and then it becomes very expensive. But it's not as bad as in America. I was seeing this one podcast where a guy has invited, there's always somebody, most of the people who come to the show, they're like people who have issues with the, you know, like they have a payment problem. They don't know how they can pay the bills and afford it and everything like this. And then they start to go through them, and boy, some stories are just crazy. Like somebody was actually, the latest I saw, somebody was paying 1,400 a month, 1,400 a month for like a Dodge Ram pickup truck. And I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. And then this person's income was 3,300. So over 1/3 of his income goes to the car payment. And then when the clip ends, he says like, what is the interest rate he's paying? He's paying 15% interest rate on the car. I was like, damn, 15% interest rate? Who takes such a deal? Like overall, I want to know like what kind of a like interest rate levels the USA has. Because if a car payment interest rate is 15%, man, that car is gonna cost so much more than its real value is, and it's probably brand new too. If the car payment is like what, 14,000, 1,400 a month, so it has to be almost like it has to be like brand new car also. It just doesn't make sense. And then I saw this one thing too. There was like a lady who has bought a computer. I don't know what kind of a computer, but probably some gaming computer or something. And she was paying like how was it? The contract was that for a whole year she's going to pay like 250 euros dollars a month. So the total value was going to be like over 3,000 or something of the computer. And even if after that, if this person wants to own the computer, she still has to pay like what, 4,000, 5,000 of the computer. So it's some sort of like a leasing service for 1 year, and after that, if you want to own the computer, you have to pay like triple the triple the cost of the value of the computer. I was like, how dumb can people be? Like, think about it. Yes, you get very like emotionally you get very fun, nice, tool to play around and everything, but come on. But come on. Computer costing 9,000 after 1 year. After 1 year of use, you paid 9,000 for the computer. Like, what kind of a computer setup you get with 9,000? Think about it. That's like very crazy. That's really crazy. I was like, okay, there's like so much messed up stories. I think like that's why the whole show is very interesting. Like, man, I can't remember what was the name, because I just like see a lot of like a clips on YouTube Shorts. So I don't really know what is the show called, but it's very, very interesting to be listening it, because like, how can this be even possible that certain kind of like option is available and people are taking it? Is it like we, like, people really lack the understanding of the payment systems and everything, or something, like how much something costs? I do understand that these services are being sold to, like, let's say like elderly people, because they are like definitely, for them it's usually way harder to follow up the trends and technology and stuff like that. Like for me, I was watching like Kai Cenat's streams, and some of the guests, like a guest artist and people coming to the show, I'm like, who the hell is this person? I'm like, who is this? I don't recognize the face. And then when they say the name, I'm like, excuse me, who? Then I go check online and I see they made one big hit song or something, and I'm like, okay. Yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy stuff. But yeah, it's a thing. Like, why I'm saying that example, meaning because I'm also old nowadays. I am old also now. Oh, there's an offer on Streamlabs. Save up 50% off the Streamlabs Ultra. Kick off your holiday streams with custom overlays, unlimited multi-streaming and more with the code BF24. Now through 12th of February. Oh yeah, actually that is the thing I need to probably look into. The multi-streaming option. Open it to TikTok, Instagram. What is there? Twitter nowadays, or the X can also do it. Yeah, all the places. Just wonder how the chat is gonna be. I think I need to, for that, I need third screen. The third screen is just full of different chats. Ay. Yeah. It's like another thing. The way, the streaming things is going fast in different platforms, so many multiple platforms, and apparently it's now fine to be streaming in multiple platforms at the same time and stuff like that. Like, things are just going so fast. I am honestly feeling very old because I cannot follow up with everything. And honestly, all this thing is because of just that you have to work 40 hours a week. 40 hours a week is taking just too much time of your life that you are left behind with a lot of these kind of like advancements and stuff. It's just crazy because like when I was a student, I was always up to the latest information about all kind of like technology and celebrities on all these, because even though I wasn't like really reading and stuff, but it just things just pop up. But now with all the social medias and everything, you definitely need to 40 hours of working. It's not gonna be cutting it. Like a lot of things you have to kind of like put aside, not to like focus on it, and just be that old dude on that one. Like even like I have a friend who is doing some trading stuff. Even with there's so like all the time there's like a new things coming up that I cannot follow up that at all myself, because I'm trading like as a hobby, but for him he's full-time trading and everything, so he following it all the time, and me, I'm just like I can't follow up with these. I have just too many things to do. So like that's like life we live right now. There's just too many things going on, and then you have to spend 40 hours on the work because you have to pay the bills. But I have to say, I do admire people who take the risks. Take a risk to see if it's a fail or success. It's really nice to see that kind of a thing. Although of course, like most people will fail. That's the harsh reality. Most people will fail still. But it's good to see that some people make success. They risk everything and then succeed. But that's the thing. When you're young, I wish I was given this kind of a thing. Like if you're young, push yourself to certain thing that is very uncertain if it's gonna succeed or you're just gonna lose everything. Just do it. Because when you're 20, you fail miserably at something. In 10 years, definitely before you're 30, you already back up like with no problem at all. But you have a lot of experience and knowledge from that failure. So yeah. Unless you are in hugely debt. Unless you go for that kind of like a crazy thing that is going to be hugely in debt. Yeah, that's not a good and right way to do, but definitely, yeah, being a young is just to try and fail. But I also have noticed, because I have seen also usually these failures that happens for these risk it all kind of moves. The one like major issue with those ones is that people, they don't like fully understand what they're doing. They're just going with too much emotional. So I think like maybe parents should be more into their parental support should be like more that, not just like throw it like, yeah, just go for it, follow your dream. No, they should be like, yes, you should follow your dream, but have you thought it really true? Like, what is the risks of doing it? I think that's like where like parental support is not enough for a lot of people, or they just straight up shoot it down, like, why are you down, no, you should not do that. Like the whole idea should be like, yes, you should have a degree, you should have some sort of degree or diploma or anything. You have to study at least that much, but otherwise you can just push forward. Like, do not skip education ever if you have a possibility for education, because if everything else fails, at least you have that as a backup. Not having a backup is just nuts. Sure, like I said, some people just don't have any other option. It's either ride or die. So you have to go for that. That's just how it is. But unfortunately, we see a lot of these, like the social media right now. It can give you a very wrong picture, because there's no reality there. A lot of times there's no reality. Most of these influencers we see, they're not really that rich, like rich, the way they make it look like. Like they just rent place and everything. I mean, look, even Kai Senat, he's subathon going on. Some people thought that that's his place that he has owned. You know, even the guests who come, they think that's his place and everything, and he just rented out for this event. That's like, what did he say? Like 55 million? Maybe he could afford it. I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, it's not a. It creates this illusion of very fancy lifestyle and everything. So now it might confuse some kids that, okay, that's actually, you just risk it all with this one and boom, you can become easily like that with no problem. And then of course, these payment systems that, you know, you can get like a Ram pickup truck for, you know, with a $1,400 payment, monthly installment payments. Yeah, you can get fancy stuff with a very little, you know, like that one is a lot of money per month. So let's not say it's not a lot, but I'm saying, like, you can afford anything in your life basically with the installments. Are you going to be messed up, screwed up? Yes. Yes, you're gonna definitely be like that. Yeah, the whole credit thing is just it's a nasty thing, doing credit. There's certain stuff that going for credits or loan can be beneficial, but it's very marginal stuff, and it's something like somebody has figured out a loophole or something, which is definitely like when somebody's gonna say like, oh, they have figured this loophole. Like, have you ever seen on YouTube or anywhere here on social medias and stuff that, hey, here's the best way to become the next big thing? How many people have been looking videos about dropboxing? How many or selling stuff on Amazon or something like that? How many people have watched those videos and started doing those things? The time somebody's giving example of how they did things and how they became a big thing, is reason they are telling it right that point is that they are already starting to seeing the trend of losing it. So they need to figure out some other forms of incomes, which is now people watching your YouTube videos or your guides and stuff like that. You know, that's just how it is. So yeah, the time somebody is telling you publicly the ideas, it's already old ideas, and it's not, you can't use them same anymore. You can't use the same methods anymore. It's not anymore there. There's too much competition already. Because imagine that public YouTube video that might have like 100,000 views. How many of those 100,000 people also already trying to do this exact same thing? Now you have that other 99,000 people competing with the same methods. The reason like a lot of people they become rich is because they figure out the loophole and nobody else figured it out before them, and then they take advantage of that. Like, and then if there's another one doing or starting a little bit later, they might have a harsher time unless they do something a little bit different and make it better. We also have seen this kind of a trend in video games lately. Like how many times there is very similar battle royale games out there, or how many of kind of like same kind of games out of Among Us. How many have you seen? I actually was watching yesterday one friend streamer of mine playing this kind of like some protocol it was or something. So basically like Among Us, but in first person basically. You do a task, there's a couple murderers there, and then you try to figure out who is the murderers and who are the good guys and employees and stuff like that, and then stuff like that. Like, so basically how many of that kind of a games have pop out there? Or other ideas, like there's so many ideas that is copying each other so hard, it's like, how are they thinking it's going to be successful? Because now if you think about this kind of like coping thing, like let's say like League of Legends and Dota. When Dota 2 came, or like let's say the original Dota, there have been multiple different tries between them and everything. Some of them tried to do exactly the same as Dota was doing, or something different, but they never succeeded. It was only League of Legends and Dota that has ended up becoming the successful one. And usually at the beginning, the main difference was that Dota was more hardcore and League of Legends was more casual friendly with the, like the games, like League of Legends games, they were shorter. They had like a little bit less depth on them, not like crazy amount like in Dota back that time. I don't know what is the current situation, but back that time when they came. And then League of Legends also had certain mechanics that were more simplified. They were simplified, but they were like what is it, not shined, they were polished more. So yeah, that's the beauty. That's why it's like a very big. And then of course maybe the marketing was a little bit stronger or something. Well, not really, because Dota had the international tournament that has like big money and everything, so that definitely put a lot of people in the game, like, oh, if I go pro with this, I can make a lot of money out of it if I really succeed and everything. So yeah, that was another thing. But yeah, definitely the main things. So those are the rare examples. Like if you are doing a copy, if you copy something, you have to do it either better, or you figure out some other loopholes, or you figure out some details that is more interested by the vast popularity, the mass. Like in League of Legends, it was make it more casual friendly, easier to approach, easier to get into game. That's how it worked out. But yeah, I don't know how it is nowadays. I can't say how it is nowadays. Which one is more casual friendly, which one is more hardcore, I can't say on that part. But the idea was that. So the same thing you can use with everything. So that's why original idea is always the way to go. Even in streaming, let's be honest, if you want to really make it through right now, I would assume you have to really come up with some originality in your stuff you're doing. Originality, or you just kind of like hook up with a good group of friends and you support each other. You have a common goal to do it and stuff like that. Like I remember the beginning when I started the stream, there was this kind of like a small, this kind of like a small streamer community, kind of a organization or something like that. Yeah, the idea was good, but the thing was that that's not gonna be beneficial for the streamers. It's only gonna be beneficial for the person or the people who are running that organization. It's gonna be more beneficial than the streamers itself. Because the issue was that's not gonna happen very soon. Because let's be honest, even on Twitch, there's a lot of people watching. I mean, there's almost 10,000 people watching Black Desert right now on Twitch, I guess. Okay, between 10,000 to 6,000 people. That's quite a lot of number. That's quite a sum of people watching. Like one game that is old game also, which doesn't have any kind of competitive aspect on it. So yeah, it's a very interesting news. But yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. But there's a lot of possibility, a lot of opportunities out there. It's just that you just need to figure it out. Like if you think about it, whole Bitcoin thing and everything, you just had to really understand it and believe in it and figure it out.